Blog Talk Radio.
Ever since the movie Good Hair came out, women all around the world apparently have been baptized and seen the natural hair light. Y'all acting like Jesus is letting people skip the line at the pearly gates because they got natural hair. Jesus don't care about your curl pattern.
Gentlemen and ladies, debate is combat, but your weapons are words.
Debate is blood sport. You must destroy your opponent, not only verbally, but physically. I am here to help you to find and keep your righteous mind.
This debate is stirring up a lot of excitement. It's going to be broadcast all over America.
Bringing to you live tonight's history-making debate.
All right, that means it's time for a podcast at DryerBuzz.com, where we spread the buzz, and you guys are about to get the buzz behind the buzz. The fellas are taking over the podcast. Today, I'm going to go into the back seat, okay, and let them have at it. We put the question out, what do men prefer? I told everybody that's in the salon, set your dryers for at least 30 to 45 minutes so you can get some buzz, but tell your stylist to hold up, okay, because the men are going to tell us really what they like and don't like about our hair. We're asking which hair type has the best men, the best relationships. Don't think women are not talking about it. You can check the YouTube. Everybody's asking this question. And so, of course, we like to go to the source. We don't pontificate. So, ladies, don't leave this show with what you think you hear. Really take a listen. On the line with us today, of course, like I said, we're going to the source, and I got my phone lines are lit up. I got to bring one more on here. I'm going to make some introductions. Now, first and foremost, we have got Will Williams, who is a hair educator. He is a veteran stylist, and he knows what the trends are beyond the trends. He knows how to keep your hair and your scalp and your lifestyle healthy when it comes to this hair game. And then, of course, I got the man with the exquisite sounds, my very own, very, very, very favorite music friend, the sax man, Stephen Charles. And then, of course, the one who's talking with you twice a week, every week, on Real Talk, we got the entertainer extraordinaire, of course, Michael McFadden. Those of you that follow him on Twitter, he's DC to ATL. And then I got one more jumping on the line. He is just off the stage, so he'll be in here shortly to help us continue this conversation. And that is comedian and funny man Doug Williams. Now, most of you know him as one of the hosts and executive producers of Martin Lawrence's First Amendment, one of the great comedy shows that we saw on television. Now, fellas, are you all there? I think I got everybody up on the line. Like I said, I'm going to let you guys have at it. Everybody's here. Steven, check in for me.
I'm here.
Okay, Will, check in for me.
It's Will here, President accounted for.
All right, and I think I saw DC to ATL, Mr. Michael McFadden. Check in for me.
Present.
All righty, so I need one more. Doug Williams is going to jump on the line. Fellas, I asked the ladies to give me a couple of questions that I could throw out to you guys before I give you guys the floor in the salon. And the one question that came over and over and over again in every variation there was is, where did y'all get the idea that you should run your fingers through our hair? What movie, what genre, what era, what pimp, what player, who told you that is something that you should have the liberty to do? Where did that come from? Let's start with Michael McFadden and go down the line.
It's funny you started because I immediately started laughing. I think my first vision of, like, a male running his hands through a lady's hair while he's kissing her was on an episode of Dallas back in the day. You see the visions on TV about the romantic love and the sex scenes and how sensual it was to run your hands through a lady's hair. And I guess as a youngin' growing up, I thought that was how it was supposed to go. And I think ever since I got my first kiss back in 1981, I think it was, that's where the whole thing started with me, personally.
So it's part of a fantasy, but then you said you saw it somewhere. When did you see this?
The episode of Dallas. Y'all remember the show Dallas, the real Dallas, not the TNT Dallas, but the real one on ABC back in the day.
Okay, so on the original Dallas, somebody was running their fingers through some woman's head, and that's been in your mind ever since.
Ever since, yep.
Ever since. Okay, Stephen Charles, now, you're out there, the musician. Where did this come from for you?
Well, to be honest, that's not me. I'm not really big on running my fingers through people's hair. So that's, I guess that kind of just went by me. You know.
All right, well, let's pass it on to Will. Now, Will, you are the educator on hair. And a woman saying, look, make my track stand because he don't want to put his hands through that. Where did this come from?
Look, let me tell you, my first impression of a man running his hands through a woman's hair was my main man, Freddie Flintstone. I mean, when he laid his Mac down on Wilma for the first time and he started talking to that girl, next thing you know, Fred got one of them prehistoric kisses, but his hands was all up in Wilma's hair. And so ever since then, I had the idea that this is what you were supposed to do. Every romance novel that I read, as a kid, and I used to sneak my mom's romance novels. Every romance novel that I read, the guy had his hand in the girl's hair. Then when I got a little bit older, somewhere I heard, and I think it was one of those Breck hair commercials. I mean, I know you will not remember these. These things were like from the 60s. There was this girl. She was the Breck girl. She had long, shiny blonde hair. And, it was all about the guys just wanted to get their fingers in her hair. Now, this was like pre-track days.
Did you say pre-track days? Okay.
This was pre-track days. So pre-track days, it was on. You could get your hands, in a girl's hair, particularly if she could fix it back, you could get your hands in a girl's hair. Now, girls who couldn't fix their hair back, that was taboo. So you couldn't put your hand in your sister's hair. You couldn't really put your hand in your mother's hair. But if you had a girl and she liked you and you liked her, it was okay. You could do that. So it was really romantic. That was the whole idea of putting your hands in a girl's hair or in a woman's hair.
Okay, so it's a romance thing, but can't you just do it in the length of the hair? Do you have to go for the scalp?
Well, look, you don't have to go for the scalp after track. So PT, pre-track, you could go from the roots to the tips. AT, after tracks, you just better do it on that last 1.5 inches of that pretty weave.
Ladies, did y'all write that down? Because Will said pre-track and after track. Okay, all right, so another question, another really big discussion, because we are, real deep in the trend of natural hair. And so now the bathroom is not only filled with all these other products that women use, but now, we're taking over the bathrooms with hair products. How are guys really feeling this natural hair? Let's start with Steven.
I like natural hair, and because I just like, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I think, I mean, I'm just more for natural as opposed to really, overly processed and messed with, and, so I, when they're back in the day when there were more women that were more natural, then that's just what it was, and, they've gone through all different kinds of styles, and so, I mean, I think if that's what a woman wants, if that's how she wants her hair, then go for it.
But Stephen, now tell me, what turns your head? What grabs your eye? Because women are doing all of this because they want to turn heads. They want to turn heads when they walk in the room. They want their guy to feel good when they're walking with them. Y'all want to feel good when you're walking with a woman. And so, she's real hot when she's coming out of the salons. A lot of women are doing it themselves at home. But really, what turns your head? As a musician, you're on stage, and you look out there, and that woman has got that good hair. What pulls your eye?
I kind of like wild natural hair. I mean,
so you like the big hair?
Yeah. I mean, big or really, curled or even like what's her name, the bass player, Esperanza Spalding. The kind of retro fro look, or like when I lived in Hawaii, a lot of Asian and Polynesian women just had long, straight, silky black hair. I mean, that was cool, but I like kind of loose and natural. Yeah.
Do you prefer that it's her hair, or is it okay if she snatch it off when she gets home?
No, if it looks good and she bought it, then that's cool.
As long as she's rocking it with confidence, right?
Right.
Okay. Mr. Michael McFadden.
I think as I've gotten older, the hair thing has changed for me because growing up as a man, we all had this fantasy about how we want our wives or girlfriends to look, and growing up it was always the long, pretty hair. They weren't weaving it up back then, or we probably didn't know it back then, or wasn't as popular as it is today. But I think now, as I've gotten older, and I'm very health conscious, and the one thing that I don't, the excuse that I don't like that women use is when it comes to working out, they don't want to mess up their hair. So now women that are rocking the naturals right now, the shortcuts is very sexy to me now, because one is natural and they're being themselves on how they want to wear their hair. And I'm a scalp guy, you know what I'm saying? I like to massage the scalp because I like my scalp massage. So if I can, touch the scalp, massage the scalp, it just gives me this feeling, or even helps my wife give her that feeling like, wow, that's an awesome feeling. Nowadays, like you said, we got the before tracks and after tracks, and they're so thick and I can't touch them. You know what I'm saying? It gets too complicated. You got to ask the question, okay, can I touch the scalp or whatever? But now I'm really falling in love with this natural look now, because women are being who they want to be. The hell with the media says, the hell with the album of the CD covers look like, or the Vogue covers look like. I just want to be me, and a woman that can rock it the way she wants, without any judgment from anything, that's sexy to me.
All right, guys, and the women are turning this up in the salons, so I got to shout out all the salons that are listening. You can listen on your phones. If you got a friend that wants to check it out, they can jump on the phone, too, at area code 646-652-2642. Let me check the line. Area code 661, is that Doug, or is that somebody trying to listen?
No. This is Joe Neckbone. How you doing?
How you doing? You got a question for us?
Yeah, I just wanted to weigh in a comment. Look, natural hair is what rules, all right? Because all that poofed up hair, when you get older, it comes back to bite you, okay? And you have
wait,
certain...
go back. You said what comes back to bite us?
All that poofed up hair, the fake hair, the sew-ins, the weaves, all that stuff tends to come back to haunt you when you get older.
Why you say when you get older? Why is it not haunting like right now? And Will can jump in the conversation with you.
Because when you're young, your body can regenerate. Your body regenerates faster, and it regenerates better. But as you get older, you don't regenerate anything that fast. And if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not taking care of your natural hair, you're going to pay the price for it when you get older.
Will, what do you say to that?
Let me kind of jump in here. First of all,
Will is our educator. He's a veteran stylist. He's been in the business like forever, and he has great access and shares a lot of wisdom. Go ahead, Will.
First of all, I just want to say one thing. Guys and ladies, I want you to realize what age we're getting ready to move into. We're moving into the age of saposexuality. And that's what I am right now. I'm a saposexual. That's what attracts me to women.
Wait, say that again. What is that again?
Saposexuality.
And what does that mean?
P-H-O-S-E-X-U-A-L.
What does it mean?
It means that you are attracted sexually to someone because of their intelligence.
Oh.
So I think, and I just want to bring another element to the conversation. One, when we look at what's going on with hair out there, we have to realize that there are three main types of women. If we were going to categorize them, and I know that women fit across many categories, so I'm not trying to categorize you hard and fast, but what I am trying to do is just give an overall picture. That there are women who are naturalistas, and a naturalista, her hair reflects how she feels about her whole entire lifestyle. Everything is natural. So she's going to tend to wear more natural fabrics. She's going to tend to use more natural products for her laundry. She's not going to use any kind of creams that have hydroquinone in them. She's not going to use anything that's petrolated or has mineral oil. This woman is a naturalista, and she probably wears her hair natural. Now, next will come a woman who I call a fashionista. And a fashionista is going to wear her hair natural because it's fashionable. But she maintains the right to exercise every option within a style category. So if she wants to wear a wig, she'll wear a wig. If she wants that wig to be natural, she'll wear it natural. If she wants it to be straight, she'll wear it straight. She's going to rock whatever rocks her world for that particular situation or occasion. So when you see her, she's going to be fashionable for whatever event she's showing up for. And then last, and I hope that this is coming to an end, there are the women who I call the recessionistas. And these women have made a conscious decision that going to the salon or buying a certain amount of products or spending a certain amount of their monthly income dedicated just for their beauty regimen has to stop because it's needed in some more critical areas. So they opt for the real short haircut, almost like a man's haircut that doesn't require a lot of upkeep, and they're probably going to spend something like $30 a month at most taking care of their hair, probably coming down from about $200 to about $30. So we have these three women out there. And when we look at these women, we have to just really understand that this is the lay of the land. So if you look at it from a saposexual point of view, you know, you have to look at it at the fashionistas and that this woman is smart enough to make use of all available fashion that's going to push her forward. So that's a smart decision. I applaud her, and I like her. The woman who's a naturalista, she's smart in her own right just because of the things she don't want to put on and the things she don't want to put in. And the woman who is a recessionista, she's super smart because she's making dedication for her family. So that's how I'm looking at it. I look at it just that way, that women have the right to change their hair whenever they get ready to do it. And what men have to do is respect that. Now, when women start wearing weaves and stuff like that, they're going to have to take into consideration that the hair was not meant to take on the weight of her hair. And so in knowing that, they have to know that sometimes your hair can be pulled out. So don't wear the weave as often. If you're using an adhesive on the weave, make sure that the adhesive doesn't get on your scalp. And if it does, then use something to get it off of your scalp. And you don't have to be old to be bald. Ask Naomi Campbell. She's as bald as a boiled egg.
All right, and you hit on a couple of points, and I want my ladies to be able to rewind that. But I do need to check the line one more time. Area code 323. Is that Doug? Or is that somebody listening in?
Yes, it's Doug. I'm sorry, I had to. I'm in Tunica, Mississippi, and my phone didn't get a. I had to drive all the way to Memphis to get a clear signal. So I'm out in like I'm like I was in like a field, and if you got Sprint, you don't get coverage in Tunica. You got to drive to another place to get coverage. So I had to come here to Memphis.
Welcome to the show, y'all. Comedian Doug Williams, he always comes in and give us some good laughs. And like I said, he was just off the stage. So, Doug, I thank you so much for jumping in there. And so you were able to listen. One of the things, like we talked, we asked the guys where they get the idea that they should run their fingers through their hair. We asked them how they felt about the natural hair movement, a revolution, or however you want to call it. So that's where we are. And I'm backing out of the conversation and letting you guys just really kind of chat it out because women really want to know what should we be doing with the hair? I got to go back and talk to Will about that recessionista because I might have fell into that category. And I am having a conversation of where I want to go with my hair. And Will, you and I talk, when we see each other, you always give me some great tips. But, Doug, go ahead and chime in there. Where did you get the idea, if you have the idea, that you should run your fingers through a woman's hair? We're trying to figure out, the guy said it was a romantic thing. And how are you feeling about this natural hair?
Well, you know, I don't have any hair, so, you know, I'm completely bald. But, you know, my thing is that, you know, to each individual his own. You know, whatever floats your boat. I don't like when other people try to dictate what someone else should do in their pursuit of happiness. You know what I mean? If you want to perm your hair, perm your hair. If you want to go all natural, to me it's about what makes the individual happy. And I think that's what makes America America. We have the freedom here to do whatever we want, you know. So if you want to go natural with your hair, by all means go natural. I mean, because it's equivalent to me. I cut all my hair off. I'm bald. I started to lose my hair, and, you know, black men, we can't do like white men and take, you know, a patch of it and wrap it around and give off the illusion that we got hair or whatever. So I cut all my hair off. You know, you can't do that swirl thing like white people can do. You just got to either have a hole in your ozone layer at the top of your head or cut it off. So I cut it off. But imagine if, you know, there was a movement that said, no, you can't cut your hair bald. We need you to go ahead and let it grow. And if you're thinning on top, so be it. You know, you just have a George Jefferson type of look. So, you know, I would be upset if someone tried to force me to grow out that bozo. You know, I got a cul-de-sac, you know, forming in the top of my head. So imagine if somebody was to force me if it was a cul-de-sac movement. You're having a cul-de-sac movement. If you have a cul-de-sac, you have to wear it. That wouldn't be right. So, you know, if people want to cut their hair off, be natural, God bless them. If they want to put a perm in it, God bless them. Whatever you want to do with your head is your head. You should be able to do it. And I'm expressing my right to cut my hair off like I'm doing and not grow a cul-de-sac. So that's where I stand on the issue. And as far as running your fingers through somebody's hair, you know, whatever floats your boat. I mean, some people like to get their ass tickled with a feather. If that's their preference, you know, get your ass tickled with a feather. So whatever makes you happy is what I mean, life is too short. You got to enjoy yourself. Yes.
Doug, this is Will here. I have a question.
Go ahead.
Is there any particular type of feather?
Well, you know what I'm saying? People use different feathers. Some people like to use feathers from pillows. Some people like to use feathers from pigeons. And some people like to use feathers from turkeys. But whatever feather you use to tickle your ass, that's your prerogative. If you want to do that, I have no right to say you don't have the privilege of tickling your ass with a feather. I mean, we all need to stay in our lanes. That's my point.
Ow! Oh, boy.
Ladies, y'all see how we and this is the thing, fellas. The ladies are really trying to figure this out because we want to know what one of the big questions that we have is really what turns your head. And I hear you guys say, like I know Steven said, you know, the confidence. Whatever a woman rocks, they want her to have confidence. Will is put us into these three categories: the naturalista, the fashionista, recessionista, which hit hard on me, so I got to work on that. And then, of course, Michael, he said he's changed over the years. He likes a little bit of a difference. So how does a woman know when change is needed in her hair?
Say it again. How does a woman know what?
How does a woman know when change is needed? Are y'all honest with your women and say, look, okay, you need to let's seek some professional help on this? Are men honest about women's hair?
See, let me just say this, and then I'm gonna let everybody else speak because I don't want to dominate the conversation. I think we have to. You're entering into a very, very tricky area in terms of because I don't think these type of things should dictate whether you have confidence, how your hair looks, whatever. Because what happens in life when you get cancer, if God forbid you get cancer and you have to cut all your hair off, you know, and now you put so much stock into having that special hairdo or having that, you know, natural look, and now you've been stripped of that. I think we have to be very careful. I think that what we need to do is have confidence in God and, you know, pray to God and ask him to make us better people all around. Because when we start veering off into things like, you know, how your hair looks determines how you feel, I just think that's a slippery slope, and we got to be very careful with that.
Michael, let's jump in here.
Yes, I was going to say, I think that one of the biggest mistakes that a male would make with a female is with his spouse or with his girlfriend is saying those words, baby, you need to change. I think that we can't make that decision for our spouses or for our companions. I think that's a decision that they have to make. This is like me answering the question that my wife says, does this dress make my ass look big? I know that's the biggest setup in the question. So now for me to help her make a decision on how she likes to wear her hair, your hair is your own personal identity. I know there are times where I may let my hair grow too long, and I know that, you know what, I need to cut it. Or, you know, I start getting those cowlicks, and I have to start telling my barber, okay, don't cut my hairline back too far, because now you're going to change that forehead to a 5-head, and I can't go with that look. So when we talk about confidence, a woman has to be confident in her own skin. She has to be confident in her own hair and how she feels at that time. Hell, their hairstyles change according to the weather. It changes according to the mood. Because normally when I see a woman that has just cut her hair, to me that tells me that, you know what, somebody broke her heart and she wanted to make a change. So it's really on the woman and how she feels, and that doesn't determine how I feel about her or how attracted I am to her. If she's carrying herself the right way, I'm with her 100%.
Hold up. Okay, first Will throws out the recessionista, and then you just said when you see a woman that has cut her hair, she is healing from a broken heart.
Something happened. Something happened.
Wait. Let me give the ladies a disclaimer.
Please let me in here.
Hold on. Ladies, we are not to analyze the conversation. We're supposed to hear what we're hearing. They say it, we got to take it. We can't walk away with what we think we heard because we really and literally heard it. Steven, jump in.
Well, I mean, I agree with what's being said. I mean, it's really not just, I mean, you know, unless a cat's really superficial, just how someone's hair look is not going to really make or break whether we're really drawn to somebody. I mean, you know, it's like Will talking about the intelligence factor. I mean, that has to be there too. I mean, you can't tell that necessarily from just an appearance, but the appearance will get you to the conversation, and then the conversation will let you know if the intelligence is there, if the heart is there, you know, if the soul is there. And I think it's a good idea, you know, for women not to stress so much about exactly how they look and just let their appearance just be what they're feeling. You know, because that's what, you know, I think men like authenticity and you know, someone just being real, and it's a whole package.
Everybody's
texting me. Wait a minute, everybody's texting me right now because everybody knows I have a shortcut and they want to know who broke my heart. Whatever, y'all. Forget y'all. But here's a question I got to put out there for the ladies. There's another question that came in, is that if men prefer such a variety of women and hair, why is it the video vixens and the magazines only show us one type? And the women y'all go and make a rain for, why are they always one type of woman?
That's marketing, babe.
Yeah.
That's marketing. It ain't one type of woman. It's one type of man. So what's happening is that they are actually marketing this whole idea to one type of man. They're not marketing this idea, you know, to a guy, you know, who takes his check home and, you know, has a budget, and nowhere in that budget is anything for make it rain. So this is for one type of man that they're marketing this to. And I don't want to go into what this type of man is because this show is all about women today. You know, to Doug's point.
Will, tell the women about, and the people I had on the podcast Thursday just gave you thumbs up because they said the same thing in the marketing, but tell women what type of man is that marketing to, because there's a lot of women who are in the salon right now trying to look like the woman that gets rained on, the woman that's in the video. So what type of man is that marketing to, so some people who want to avoid that man, who is he?
Okay, well, first of all, I'm getting ready to get myself in so much trouble now, it is unbelievable. But the only two places that I have ever heard that statement, make it rain, you know, and then money just fell down, was either in church or the strip club. I'm done with that, okay? So anyway, you know, the type of man that frequents strip clubs, he's gonna make it rain. He wants to see that chick with the long hair, you know, and it doesn't have to be her hair. It just has to be long hair, and the idea is not whether the hair is fake or not, but how well and how realistic it looks. The other thing is that if you notice the video vixens, you know, the hair might be a focal point, but the real focal point, you know, is the gluteus maximus, that donkey donk, that thing. You know what I'm talking about? That bootay.
That's the whole issue to me right there.
Huh?
It's not when it comes to making it rain and the chicks in the video, it's not so much about the hair as the TNA. I mean, I think we crossed the wrong polarities here. I mean, when those girls are on the thing and stripping and doing the video vixen thing, I don't think guys out there going like, what kind of haircut is that? You know, she got a little bit too close around the edges.
We don't care what color. I mean, they don't care what color.
Exactly. We're looking at TNA, so you know that's we compared apples and oranges now. I mean, and in the scheme of things, a man is not looking per se to see, oh man, that's the bomb haircut. I could be with her. We're way more interested in TNA than we are hair. In the scheme of things, we're much more interested in that than the particular haircut you have or what kind of perm you put in or
and whether or not she can drop it like this high.
Hey, Yolanda.
Exactly.
So I just want to say one thing. I want to say one thing to Doug's point about what happens, you know, if God forbid someone gets cancer or loses their hair or something like that. Look, if you can't grow it, sew it. If you can't do it, glue it. And I mean, you know, the whole thing here is that when it comes to women and their hair, and you want to know what attracts a man or what attracts anybody, excuse me, it's three things. It's the cut, that means the shape of the hair. It's the color, and it's the confidence with which that person is wearing that hair. Now, if you have a weave, and look, I don't mean to offend anybody, but I did see somebody or some people who had weaves, and they looked like they were straight out of the Planet of the Apes. That is not appealing.
All right, I want to go to Michael McFadden. He was trying to jump in there, but let me just tell everybody you are catching this podcast. You're listening to DryerBuzz and Company. The fellas are taking over the podcast and tell us their opinions of wigs, perms, and natural hair, and our confidence, ladies. But this podcast is brought to you by our new friends, sistersandfriends.com. Yes, ladies, we are headed up to Martha's Vineyard. They've got some girls getaway 7 days for under $500. You got to go to DryerBuzz.com, click on the link for today's podcast, and you'll see a link to sistersandfriends.com. We are headed to Martha's Vineyard. Michael McFadden, go ahead and jump in.
Okay, you asked the question, what type of men do the video vixens attract, or who are they marketing that image to? I'm about to tell you. The guy who wears his jeans sagging, he spends all his money over the weekend. He even spends his bill money just to get a bottle at the club. It's the same dude that rents his rims, gets a payday loan, and bootlegs everything in sight. Every time you go over his house, he got the newest bootleg movie. As a matter of fact, I think he had Temptation playing Wednesday night before it even came out. Those are the guys that those video vixens in the videos, that's who they're marketing. Because all you got to do is look at the commercials that are played during the TV shows. That's exactly who they're marketing to. And ladies, if you're wondering why you are attracting that guy or why every time you get in his car he smells like weed and cognac, that's why, because that's what you're attracting, that dude right there.
That dude right there, guys. Okay. We got 10 minutes left in the podcast, and I appreciate everybody turning us up to the salons. I do want to go down the list because, like I said, I know you guys have got some wonderful things going on, and I want you to have a moment to share that. So let me, Doug, you are traveling on the road, so I guess you got a stop coming up. Tell everybody where you're going to be.
Well, right now I'm in at Harris in Tunica, Mississippi. Well, I had to leave there to get a phone signal. And then coming up, you know, I'm doing. I have a contract with Carnival, so I'm doing the next 2 months. I'm going to be on cruise ships, working with Carnival, going out of Miami, doing Belize, St. Martin, Hawaii, just a bunch of runs. But I want to invite everybody. You know, I need more Twitter followers, man. I just can't get the hang of it. So please follow me at Mr. Doug Williams. That's Mr. Doug Williams. I'll follow you back. And go to my website, DougWilliams.net. And that's how we're doing it. And thank you so much. I always enjoy coming on doing these conversations. You're doing a bomb job. Keep up what you're doing, baby girl.
All right, I will. And you have some good shows. We love you as always. Michael McFadden, you can hear also on Blog Talk twice a week. Twice a week he's dropping like a hot, and of course hosting all the great events around Atlanta. Michael McFadden, what you got going on?
Hey, you know, you guys can check me out every Monday night, Thursday night from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. right here on Blog Talk Radio. You can check me out at michaelmcfadden.com, Facebook, Twitter. Twitter is DC to ATL. And I just got to say, DryerBuzz, congratulations on everything that you're doing. And, you know, when I need my buzz, I go to one place, to your website. Much love to you, sis, and shout out to everybody listening today.
Thank you so much. Stephen Charles, Jazz, he holds it down on the jazz stage. Where are you and where can we see you?
Well, I'm playing tonight and then next Friday and Saturday at a little place I call it Lower Marietta. It's kind of North Vinings. It's at Powers Ferry and Terrell Mill Road, kind of a casual Greek restaurant called Cousina Custos. And
I will see you there tonight.
Oh, okay.
You're right down the street from me, G Money.
All right.
All right, and that's Will Williams chiming in. Of course, he is our resident. He's coming. I mean, we got some great podcasts scheduled with Will. As you know, y'all, I try to stay out the hair game. I'm GANG. Everybody wants to indulge all the women in their hair game, but Will takes it. We work at DryerBuzz. We like to work from the scalp in. Will works you from the scalp out and scalp in, giving you the knowledge behind hair care. And he comes on with us and absolutely breaks it down. I'm going to talk to him later about this recessionista. But Will Williams, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me at Master Barbara Williams on Twitter. You can find me at Will Williams on BumpPatrol.com. You can look up some of my videos on YouTube at Nothing But Hair Journeys. You can also see some of my videos on YouTube at Bump Slap, BUMPSLAPPED, Bump Slap. Now, you know, we've talked about the women, and one thing we do have to know, you know, is that we talk about how we want the women, the men to be attracted to the women, but fellas, when it comes to razor bumps and all that kind of stuff, blemishes, man, hyperpigmentation, dark marks, all on your face and stuff like that, chapped lips and that kind of carrying on, we need to tighten it up too. So, you know, it's not just about who the women are attracted. I mean, who the men are attracted. It's also about the women. Here's an interesting stat I want you to know, that in a survey I did recently, 61% of the women said that the biggest determining factor in their overall look was their hair, 27% said their clothes, 12% said their makeup. So that's something that you might want to keep in mind. One more last thing I want to leave you with is this, is that if you want your woman to be able to change, make sure that she wears her hair natural and that she doesn't make a permanent decision on what she does with her hair. Now, I represent a product called Nothing But, and I want you to know that, you know, some of the things we do over at Nothing But is provide us options for women who want to wear their hair straight and want to wear their hair natural. They're just a shampoo away from either one of them. So they can wear it curly one day, and then if they want to wear it straight, they can wear it straight the next day, you know, with no harm being done to the hair. So that's the important thing. You know, going forward, it's all about options, it's all about education, and it's all about health. What you put in your body is going to come out on your hair. Hey, Doug, while you over in Memphis, could you do me a favor?
Yes.
Doug.
Yes.
I need you to do me a favor while you're in Memphis, man. I'm doing an old school album, and I want to do a remix of one of Al Green's tunes. Ask him if I could do Love and Nappiness.
Okay, I will, man. I'll see if I'll call him up and see what he got going on, man. As long as you give him a tribute, and as long as you don't bring up the fact that he got those hot grits thrown on him, I don't see a problem.
All right, then, cool.
All right, fellas, we got 4 minutes left in this podcast, and I have got to. The fellas, y'all can hang on and check this out, or if you need to drop off, you can, go ahead and do that. We're actually going to do, let me just tell y'all, we're going to replay this podcast tonight. I'm thinking about jumping on a Google Hangout and letting the women respond to some of the things that you guys said today. So watch my timeline at DryerBuzz and, of course, Facebook. If I get back, we're actually headed out, my timeline is headed out to see Tyler Perry's movie Temptation at 7 o'clock. If you're in Atlanta, you can meet me over at AMC Parkway. We're going to check out the movie, and then we're going to, after tonight, we're going to jump on the Google Hangout and talk about not only this podcast, but a hot podcast we had Thursday where we asked if marriages could survive temptation and scandal. The hottest movie, the hottest TV show, and, of course, the hot conversation the guy just gave us today about our hair. Now, lastly, before I get out of here, I got to give out the award. And the award is for the woman who feeds into the media stereotype about women. The award is called Lying, Crying, Dying, Flying Off the Handle, Naked Award. And that award this week goes to none other than India Ari. I'm sorry, her team posted a photo of her this week to promote a song called Cocoa Butter. Now, everybody gets excited when India Ari comes out with a new song because it's usually our summer anthem. Women flock to this music because it speaks to our heart. But the Cocoa Butter song, nobody even knows what the song is about. It's a love story. It's about a guy breaking a heart, whatever. The controversy to it is that when they posted the photo, the image for the song on Facebook, India Ari seemed to have abandoned her brown skin. How her team overlooked the fact that she, in this photo, was some 5, 10, 12 shades lighter than her beautiful brown skin. We have no idea. But they posted it as an avatar on Facebook. All her fans began to share it. I shared the photo, and I was like, interesting. The minute I shared the photo, somebody came back to me and said, okay, ain't that much cocoa butter in the world. Another follower said she must have used the Sammy Sosa cocoa butter, okay? So it hit like a firestorm. Of course, TMZ picked it up, and a number of other sources picked it up. So we want to know in our timeline today how you really feel. I can see her. What I thought the song would be, I thought the song would address the fact that we are all different hues. That wasn't what it was. This was clearly a mistake made in the marketing from her team and rushing to be, socially trending. She got a trend on, but for the wrong reason. And a lot of people are hurt and asking for them to give some explanation. You cannot abandon your brown skin. It's just not something that you do. Let's see. I've got one person still hanging on the line. You guys want to chime in?
That was me. I just haven't hung up yet.
Okay, Will, you want to chime in on that? Because I know, and you're an educator for our skin and our hair and all of that. What do you think about that?
Well, first of all, I feel like this. Good black don't crack. Just wears well as hell. And, if that had to be an obvious mistake on India Ari's team's part, and I haven't heard the lyrics to the song, so I couldn't really make a real live judgment until I've heard the lyrics.
Well, if you go to her Facebook page, it was a promotion for the song, and it could have been a beautiful song, but because so many women felt
But cocoa butter is not bleaching cream.
Yeah, the story took off like she bleached herself. Nobody even stuck with the fact that maybe just the photo was light. People went right to the fact that, she's bleached her skin. Nobody has seen India Ari. So I don't think that she bleached her skin. I think that they just got crazy with the photoshopping. and posted it on Facebook, but it did strike some women. So, again, that's it. But I want to thank everybody for turning us up in the salons. I want to thank everybody for listening to the podcast. We are back on Saturdays, live at 1, and, of course, Thursday nights we're bringing you great debates before scandal. We love to take you to the source. That's what we do at DryerBuzz.com. We don't just give you the headlines. We're going to take you inside those headlines so that you can get the buzz behind the buzz. Again, thanks everybody for listening. Thanks to sistersandfriends.com, planning a great trip to take us all off to Martha's Vineyard. That's for the ladies. Go to sistersandfriends.com. You can catch the link and more information at DryerBuzz.com, and follow us on Twitter at DryerBuzz. That's how we spread the buzz. We catch you guys. Everybody enjoy your weekend. Those of you that are meeting me at AMC Parkway Point to catch Temptations, I'll see you there at 7 o'clock. Everybody spread the buzz.
What up, this is Ludacris, and you know I'm disturbing the peace at DryerBuzz.com.
Hey, y'all, this is your girl Monique, and you just got the buzz with DryerBuzz.com.
Atlanta, you just got the buzz behind the buzz with Tyler Perry. It's Dallas Austin, Atlanta. Spread the buzz.
Are you a Buzz Club member? With DryerBuzz.com, syndication comes with Buzz. Insert your business news in our daily buzz to take advantage of instant, repeat, and ongoing traffic. As a Buzz Club member, become consumers' choice, keeping your brand and news in front of our daily readers and live real-time audience. Be seen, heard, and get found more often as we continue to drive traffic to your business, service, and products. Membership comes with Buzz. Join today. Visit DryerBuzz.com.
Ever since the movie Good Hair came out, women all around the world apparently have been baptized and seen the natural hair life. Y'all acting like Jesus is letting people skip the line at the pearly gates because they got natural hair. Jesus don't care about your curl pattern.